Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the grand finale of the 11th Delhi.
To begin with, the collection of emission reduction targets that we have on the table, while being the most ambitious that we have had historically, still remain insufficient. They, in fact, represent only 60% of what we need to get to the 2-degree, let alone the 1.5-degree maximum temperature rise, and hence we still need to raise the ambition. We also in Cancun did not agree on a peaking year, the year in which global emissions need to peak and then begin to come down. That is, of course, contrary to what science dictates, because science dictates that what we actually need is a global peaking by the year 2015, which is the day after tomorrow, and a 50% reduction in global emissions by the year 2050. We are not on that trajectory yet. The Cancun agreements can and must be assessed from the perspective of the national domestic opportunities that could be harvested via the taking advantage, let me say, of the Cancun agreements. And let me start with adaptation. Woman who cleans up the ashes and then turns into a princess. Thank you. Thank you very much. So adaptation has sadly been the Cinderella of the convention. It has only now received its shoe. It only now found its crystal shoe in Cancun and is finally recognized by governments around the world as being shoulder to shoulder in importance with mitigation. But that means, so that represents a huge work to be done to be able to develop adaptation to the point that we have developed mitigation. And there, I must say, we're still, as I say, in an infancy stage for the development of adaptation policies and their implementation. Local initiatives, such as the ones that you have been discussing here over the past 3 days, could certainly provide valuable input. And this would, of course, include things such as agroforestry, soil moisture management, and optimization of livestock production, among others, but that clearly need to bridge the gap between the local, the subnational, the national interests, and how do you then take advantage of the international incentives to be able to mobilize all of those local initiatives that are actually of self-interest, if I'm to use the very appropriate language of the Minister of Portugal just a few minutes ago.